with one sip of this wine, as I've just described, with just one tiny sip, is one of the most unique experiences that you can have in your life as a wine lover, as a wine connoisseur. Just one tiny little sip gives you somewhat of the time of your life. What is up guys, Julien here of Social Vignerons. Welcome back to another wine video, very special video today. I've just had the opportunity that I couldn't resist but share with you to taste a wine that was made back in 1911. Yes, this is correct. This is a wine that is over 100 years old. It's actually been aged in oak barrels at the winery in Portugal for over 100 years. So this wine is what is called a Moscatel de Setubal. So this is a fortified muscat wine that has been made by one of the most respected, renowned producers of wine in Portugal, José Maria de Fonseca. So this wine has been aged for 100 years at a winery. It's a very, very special reserve wine. There's only been 180 bottles of this wine that have ever been made, and I'm lucky enough to be tasting and holding this monument of history right here. I've got number 130, and I thought, well, this is absolutely a wine, the type of experience that I want to share with you on this channel, because this has to be documented, recorded for, you know, the history. What is this type of wine? What does 100 years of aging, of maturing in oak barrel can do to a wine? So Moscatel de Setubal is a type of fortified muscat wine, so based on the very fruity, fragrant muscat grapes that are ripened under the sunny sun of southern Portugal, just south of the city of Lisboa. And then it's fortified, meaning that they add a little bit of alcohol just to stabilize it, bring it up to 17-18% alcohol, and this stabilizes the wine, making it resist, you know, it preserves the qualities of these rich grapes, rich, ripe, raisiny grapes for, and we'll find out, for decades, if not centuries. What else? José Maria de Fonseca was one of the pioneers in this style, one of the most renowned producers. He actually helped marketing this type of Moscatel de Setubal, which is a traditional style, but he helped immensely marketing it back in the middle of the 19th century. So much so, in fact, that these guys, Moscatel de Setubal, was awarded a gold medal at the 1855 Exhibition Universelle, you know, that exhibition, universal exhibition in Paris, where Napoleon ordered the 1855 classification of the wines of Bordeaux. So back in those days, this wine was awarded a gold medal. So this has been a classic wine style enjoyed all around the globe for many, many decades, if not centuries. The British, that, you know, historically have loved sweet wine just like their ports, have bought this type of wines for many, many generations. So José Maria de Fonseca was founded back in 1834, 180 years old now, and over time, generation after generation, it's a 7th generation family-owned winery. They've kept some very special reserved wines, very special barrels on the side of their winery, and occasionally they would bottle a little bit of these wines and sell them off so other people can actually enjoy them as well. So what does a 100-year-old wine actually taste like, look like? Well, if you look at the color of this wine, you might be able to see it a little bit. It is rather dark, really dark brown amber. It looks a little bit like, I would say, coffee. I would say it's got these beautiful bright yellow hints to the hues, to the rim of the wine. And this wine is just absolutely outstanding in terms of intensity. As soon as I opened the untapped and uncorked the wine, I could smell the raisin, the dried figs, the dried apricots, the blonde raisin characters, a bit of loads of Christmas pudding spices. So when you smell this, it's got this incredible complexity of myriad, all the spices that you could ever imagine in your head and identify it in a wine, plus this richness from the blonde raisin characters. It also got some coffee notes to it, this dark chocolate. So it smells like, yeah, this Christmas pudding, all caramelized sort of cake, but also lots of freshness, lots of intensity, lots of fruity characters. And it's incredible to think that a 100-year-old wine is so vibrant to the aromatic profile as well. But there's also loads and loads of depth. You can sense already just smelling the wine that there's fantastic depth to this wine, kind of dark tobacco sense to it. It transports you really to the south of Portugal. It reminds me of these sunny, warm oak tree forests with all the scents that, you know, I mean, haven't spent all that long in Portugal, but I remember these atmosphere of, you know, sunny, warm, and these herbal characters, a bit of earthiness, and you can sense it transports you back there, over there, I should say, just smelling the wine. So yeah, just smelling it, I could spend 5 minutes just talking about it, but let's move on and see what it actually tastes like. Oh, wow. I mean, there's so much going on. It's kind of really hard to describe. But it's an immense, huge burst of concentration. You can imagine how this wine has been concentrated for 100 years in its barrel. But to try and describe it, it's sweet, but not all that sweet. There is still a lot of intensity, lots of vibrancy of the acidity that shines through, making for a fantastic harmony. The whole feels superbly smooth. So this is a cloud of immense intensity of flavors that just explode all over your palate, but it's all harmonious and controlled, extremely smooth and silky. In terms of flavors, there's this explosion of dried apricot and fig. Again, I mean, this raisin kind of juice, but again with this fantastic balance, and like on the nose, myriad, all the spices that you can tell. And the fantastic, incredible thing is that it's long and 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 layered, and you can sense layer after layer, the coffee, the dark chocolate, a bit of tarry character, a bit of earthiness, a bit of sous-bois, as we say in French, forest floor coming through, the warm, woody character that I was talking about from oak trees, but you can sense a bit of the barrels there, a bit of vanilla, loads of caramel as well. What else? Yeah, tobacco, herbal scents as well. There's a bit of anisey character to it, a bit of fennel here and there. So lots of freshness, lots of oaky richness, caramelly richness, lots of dried fruit characters. All of this packed in. You can sense that every year in those 108 years of aging has just concentrated, and you can feel year after year, layer after layer, all those years one after the other. It's a bit like, you know, the tree, how you can tell how old a tree is by counting the rings. Well, somewhat. I think if you counted the number of layers in this wine, in the aftertaste especially, you could probably get to 108 different layers. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, this was me for today. Just wanted to share this fantastic experience. So I think, yeah, this sells for quite a reasonable amount of money, but over the $1,000. Is it worth such an amount of money? Well, I mean, with one sip of this wine, as I've just described, with just one tiny sip, is one of the most unique experiences that you can have in your life as a wine lover, as a wine connoisseur. Just one tiny little sip gives you somewhat of the time of your life tasting wine, at least that is. So yeah, you know, those wines are just incredibly rare. If you think of all the people that have been involved creating, crafting this wine, storing it for so long, bottling it 108 years after this, putting it in a beautiful, superb, luxurious wooden box. If you put all of this together, you know, how often can you taste, and you know, how many people can afford this sort of wine? So I think, yeah, it's worth what it's worth. It's absolutely unique. More people should experience this in their lifetime. Yeah, that's just wanted to share that, a little bit of that experience with you. Yeah, so check out another video that I made if you want to learn a little bit more the intricacies of this wine. The video that I made for the Alti Wine Exchange, I go a little bit further into the story of this wine and of this producer. You can check this out. I will link in the description below and perhaps at the end of this very video as well. This was me for today. I'll leave it here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of this wine, its price. Would you ever consider buying such a wine? What do you think of what does 100-year-old wine, what does that make you feel like? I mean, to me, this is really, I feel extremely privileged to taste the wine. One of the beauties of being a wine lover is that you can experience things that, you know, were crafted centuries and centuries ago, and you can actually feel them with your senses, which is other than just looking at them. So this is extremely rare. But yeah, let me know if you liked and enjoyed this video. Give it a like or a dislike, and I will see you soon in the wonderful world of wine. Cheers. Something.